Right, welcome back. So this is another kit video, and at the moment, as I'm recording this video, I have no idea what this kit is. It simply came with this little thing here. I had loads of them. I bought them cheap. There's no instructions, no anything really. I don't know what it is. But there are two LEDs, so it's obviously something that glows. We'll see what it is, hopefully. So let's get started. As usual, I start with the most difficult ones, which in this case will be the capacitors. So, capacitors in there, the long lead is plus. There are actually two ways of finding polarity in capacitors. There's a mark here down the side which indicates the minus, or if you take them out, the longer lead is always the plus. So there are two ways. I start with the middle, especially in something like this, because later on, imagine I did the edges first and I come to do the middle and you can't get the soldering iron in. So that's why I do it that way. Now, where's my blue tack? There's a continual fight here to retain blue tack. As soon as the kids see it, they take it away, so they can't use it. But anyway, right, we'll have to do it without blue tack. Here we go. Right. So yeah, at the moment, let's get that off there. At the moment, I don't know what this is. Although, hopefully, there should have been a posters here by now. Maybe it'll be yesterday, maybe not. And this item may be on it, and maybe in that listing I've told you what it is. I'm not too sure though. Let's take these off. So there we go, there are the capacitors on. And what's next? So we've got two transistors next. I need to keep an eye on the time as well. We've got to go and pick Layla up in a bit. Okay, the two transistors. There we go. 9014. Now I don't know what that is. I mean, well, in fact, I say transistors. I assume they're transistors. I could be wrong actually. 9014. I'll have to check that, but for now, I won't. Later on the computer, hopefully I'll show you, where I got this from. And hopefully there'll be some info about what it is. It'd be useful, wouldn't it? So at the moment, yeah, I'm doing a kit and I have no idea what it is. Okay. Get rid of those leads. On those ones. There we go. And what's next? These resistors. Now, again, the codes. So this is green, brown, brown. Now, I don't know the codes inside out, but I do know that brown is 1, so it's something 1 and 1 0 on the end of it. So 5, 1 and a 0, that makes sense, doesn't it? And the other one, this makes sense because orange is 3 if I remember rightly, so that's 3, 3 and then 3 zeros, which is 33k, and that's perfect, it says 33k there. Now I've actually made not a mistake as such, but I've not made things easy for myself because I could have done those before the transistors, couldn't I? Oh well. Push those in there, get them done now before it gets even harder. And another 33k in there. Okay. There we go. Yeah, actually, I've got a lot of these. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but I've got several of these kits, and it looks like I'm not going to be needing them, so I may give them away. But there'll be more details on that another time if I decide to go down that route. The thing is, they were obviously very cheap, and you know, I don't know why I've got loads of them, but well, yeah, I mean, I could probably give them away, so I'm not going to use them, providing the postage isn't crazy, because viewers are all over the world, so depending on the value of this thing, it may not be worth it. And if I paid like 10p, it doesn't make sense to me to send it to someone in Australia, do you know what I mean? Australia is the other end of the world from the UK, so maybe it'll cost, I don't know, £2 or £3 or something to send it. Well, what's the point when I've bought the thing for maybe 10p? I don't know. So far so good. Next thing we'll do these resistors. So these are 510 ohms. So obviously green is 5, and then brown is 1. There's one there, and the next one in there. I really like this solder. Somebody give it to me actually. It's from Maplin Electronics, but Maplin, it was like a chain store, but it was liquidated not so long ago. To be honest, it was quite expensive, but it seems to have gone now, which is fine with me really, because it was a good shop, but like I said, it was just too expensive. Handy if you needed one resistor or something like that. You'd pay over the odds, but you'd be able to get the resistor. They'd generally always have it in stock. So the idea is you go to like a desk at the back of the store, tell them what you want, and they'll have like a little mini warehouse in the back, and yeah, generally speaking they'd have what you want, but you'd end up paying £1 or something for a resistor, which is a bit ridiculous, but if you need it, you know, I don't suppose you mind paying it if you need it. Are they a bit too close there? No, that's okay. Yeah, so I often found that with projects, I could get them very, very cheap from, you know, components. I could get components really, really cheap from China if I don't mind waiting 2 to 4 weeks. I could get them from the UK, a little bit more expensive, but I could get them from the UK if I don't mind waiting 3 days. Or if I wanted it there and then, I could get it from Maplin, but it would be a lot more expensive. And in the UK, Maplin is the only high street store that I remember where you could actually get electronic stuff, unlike other countries. Like apparently, and I don't know if it's true, so you tell me if you live there, apparently in Malaysia there are actually high street stores that sell components, which that would be very cool, but we don't do that in the UK. We don't really have any high street electronic stores. I mean, in our typical high streets, you will get well, in fact, I say high street, it depends. In a typical town in the UK, on a high street, you're probably likely to get like maybe some sort of bargain store. You'll get like maybe a stationery shop. In a high street, you probably get a chippy, which is a chip shop for those of you who don't know. Probably get a cafe or 1 or 2 cafes, a post office, banks, and that sort of stuff really. Sometimes, well, yeah, you usually get a pub, charity shops. Yeah, so we don't tend to have those, and in more expensive places you get the typical chains like music shops and McDonald's and whatever else. Anyway, it looks like we're done there. So next I will solder this in. So, which one's the positive and which one's the negative? Well, the easiest thing, the thing that's polarised here are the capacitor, well, that strike me as easiest, the capacitors and the LED. With the capacitor I can see that the one closest to me right now is the positive, so I'll just follow the trace from that. It's there, it goes down here to there, all the way down there. So that one is negative. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find out which one's positive and negative, and I'll make the pink one to be the positive one. You know, I have no idea what's going on in this circuit actually. Actually, I'm just looking at it. I'm trying to look at the trace to find out what's a VCC and ground, and it's obvious. It says on the top. So yeah, sorry about that. It's easy. So I'll have the grey go into ground and the pink go into VCC, just like that. Let's solder this up. Oops. And this is where I could do this blue tack. And here we go. So there it is soldered up. Hang on a sec. Yeah, so there it is soldered up. Now the next thing to do is to test it and well, also find out what the hell it is. So here it is. Here's the well, thing. I still don't actually know exactly what it is. There it is anyway. Now to find out what it is and test it, I suppose. Okay, so here's the little thing ready, and I've wired it up to my DC power supply. So let's give it some voltage. I'll go for 6 volts. There you go, there's 6 volts. And you can see what it does. And it, to me, looks like a Siren. I can't remember I don't know what it's called actually. The lights that are on police cars and stuff. Looks like that sort of thing. It's not useful. It's pretty much useless. But I think the idea is that you have some soldering practice and you find out how it works. And to be honest, I don't know how this works at the moment. But I suppose that's really the idea, that you do learn how it works. So from what I gather, there are 2 transistors. Well, yeah, I'm not going to go on because I don't know how it works, but possibly in future videos I could probably try and explain how things work. But this one, since the video is already longer than what I'd usually do, I think that's it. So yeah, just a basic kit video. Thanks for watching. Bye.